Okay, before we move to some new and exciting ways of the dominant chord and chord symbols, we're going to do one last thing with the Lydian dominant, and this is massive. So here's a rule for you, and I'm going to put it up here so you can read it, and I'm going to be using this for you as well. So we're going to look at this based on the key of C. There are certain chords in modern composing that are now added to the mindset of a jazz musician or a modern composer, and those are called, they're treated as if they're diatonic sounds, part of the key. So that would be flat 2, 7, flat 3, 7, flat 6, 7, and flat 7, 7. So this is going to open you up to a lot of options when you're looking in your fake books and wondering what kind of voicings to play. So here, let's say we're in the key of C, and we're playing along in C, and suddenly an E flat 7 comes up. Well, we are going to treat that as Lydian. It's going to be Lydian because this is flat 3, 7 in the key of C. Then you're playing along and suddenly a D flat 7 comes up. Flat 2, 7. We treat that as Lydian. And you'll notice I'm just hitting these pretty quick because by now you're getting quick too. The triad is a whole step above the root of the chord. If we're playing a D flat 7, then our Lydian triad is a whole step above. So we have flat 2, 7. We have flat 3, 7. And we have flat 6, 7, flat 6, 7, notice the jazz voicings. And we have flat 7, 7. What I did was B flat, so I started with the B flat 7, flat 7, then the A flat, B flat triad, then I went to D minor, and then G. And I'm not exactly sure what I did there, but the point I wanted to make was with you watching was it just sounds great. You can't lose. That's how you get those nice thick voicings, and I was doubling some notes maybe here and there, but the exercise and the point is to show you why you want those jazz voicings down in your left hand and your right hand. You just got to know them, and you also want to know what 9 and 13 is. You need to know what a whole step above is, whole step below, so you can grab these triads quickly. So the Lydian triad, we've done several things with that now, and it's just a great option for lots of color, and it can solve a lot of problems or answer a lot of questions about jazz tunes that you have throughout. So if you're looking in your real book or your fake books, you're going through and finding all of the dominant sevenths that don't go to a target 1 chord. That would be the rule. We will call these floating dominants. Is there a dominant chord anywhere that doesn't go to its target 1 chord? And if it's just some kind of C7 or B-flat7 or A7 or whatever, and it's just in the tune for no reason, seems like no reason, that is a Lydian dominant. Now, there are always other options, yes, but the way to learn first is find those, get used to that sound, and there's a pretty good rule for jazz musicians, and that's the ear. If it sounds horrible, that's a great reason to not do it. That might be the one time the rule fails. So think about that. There's good odds that every time you apply this rule, it's going to sound great. And there's an explanation for why some random chords might be in a song. So if you're playing in the key of C major and there's suddenly a B-flat-7, that's flat 7, 7. It might even resolve to 1. It sounds really great. There's flat 6, 7, and there's flat 3, 7, and flat 2, 7. So you have all kinds of options with the Lydian dominant. And then there's the case of the 2 chord, which I mentioned, which actually goes to its 5, but that one we're treating because it's 2, that's a subdominant quality. So we're treating it as a Lydian dominant as well. That would be the reason why, and we always want to remember the why of things. So why are we treating 2-7 that way and not as a secondary dominant? So this is the world of Lydian dominant chords. You have the major triad, whole step above. Use your jazz voicings. Go through a bunch of charts. Go through a bunch of standards and use it, like I always say, flashcards. And insert these in and just playing slow. Then you can gradually try to harmonize the melody as well. So again, like in Desafinato, there's a C sharp in the melody. So you actually want to get to that when you're playing behind someone. But it might be a different way to go where you put the melody in somewhere else in a different tune and you still keep that color. And this is how you hear other musicians bring such beautiful colors into jazz and modern music. So we'll leave it at that. There's more to do on voicings, but this is a good place to stop in terms of the Lydian dominant. And then we'll start finding some crossovers with voicings and things that intersect, and it will keep our head clear as always. We like to do that, don't we? So, dominant sevenths, right? It says B-flat-7, and you're playing sharp 11 and 9 and 13. A huge voicing, and you're just doing it. Why? Because you like it, because you know you can now, because it fits, because it sounds good, all of the above. See you next time.